Okay, everybody. How y'all doing? This is Chuck G, and we are gonna play my brand new course, Anthem Point Club Lodge. It's been a minute. I get very busy in November and December, being a musician, and pair that up with playing Starfield all the time. I just kind of dropped golf like a bad habit, and yeah. So, but I have, after a couple of month break, I'm gonna come back, and I started working on this golf course back in December, and came together very quickly. Started in a different form than it is right now, but I'm gonna play hole pin 2. So let's take a look at it. This is a very kind of California Pebble Beach-ish golf course.
Hello there, and welcome to PGA Tour 2K23.
Yes, John. Thank you.
My name is John.
So we have, kind of medium wind here. This first hole, not super long. It says 440, but plays really downhill, and that bunker right there gets a lot of work. So definitely worth hitting a 3-wood here, because things tighten up very quickly right here in this fairway. No reason to hit driver here, really. Where did I go? This is not an easy hole location. I need the wind to help me out a little bit. There we go. So, yeah, this is the number 2 pin set. It's a very tough hole location here on the first hole, but I spread my hole location's difficulty out. So the number 2 hole location will, obviously won't be like that on every hole. Beer. So, this golf course is it turned out real well, actually. I'm very happy with it. And I'm happy with the way that it plays, and the choices and strategy that you have to employ to... Oh, geez. Well, strategy number 1 is not hit it in the tall grass. Oh, I really got away with one there. But yeah, there's a lot of choices and a lot of... there are a lot of targets you have to pick off the tee, especially, that don't seem like they are targets. So this hole number 2, there's not a whole lot to it. Just, hit a better shot than I did, and you're in good shape. Hole number 3 here is very short at, was it 365, 380? You could go ahead and hit driver up into here. With this wind, I can go ahead and hit driver. I don't have to play some kind of weird, draw to get it up into the fairway. But normally 3-wood is the play here. This should not make the bunker. This is a very popular bunker right here. I hit it in there 1,000 times while I was play testing this course. This is the only kind of true water hazard. Oh, Jesus. On the golf course. Outside of the ocean, of course, I mean. Which is behind us right now. But, very small green here on number 3. One of the smallest on the course, because you're probably hitting a pitch shot with a wedge or something. And that brings us to number 4. Number 4, as you can see, you get a lot of choice here, where to go ahead and try to hit the ball to. You could play it out here. This water's really not in play if you hit a good shot. Over here, water very much in play, as are those bunkers. So I'm going to go ahead and play it, that way, and I was lucky enough to hit a good shot. That does shorten it up considerably into the pin here, but this is a very not real accessible pin with the second shot over that bunker with the false front. There's your clubhouse there. Number 4 does kind of come back to the clubhouse before we head out to the ocean. Let's see what happens here. It looks like bunker to me. Nope. Well, that bunker.
Okay, out of the green side bunker. Let's have a nice up and down and skedaddle.
Oh, that wasn't greatest shot I've ever hit in my life right there. But yeah, so this green is one of the more severe greens on the golf course. I've toned a lot of greens down. I have, you know, we're at 153 here by default. I'll take that. The course plays very well on regular fast, which I think is, what is that, 157 now? I forget. This is one of my favorite tee shots on the golf course. It's a nice looking tee shot out toward the ocean. You've got dunes and rocks and all manner of stuff here. The play definitely, again, the play is not at this bunker. The play is this way, but if you need to be careful, and this will be the case today, you can get sucked down into this area here, which I'm about to do on purpose, kind of. You know, the play is definitely down the right, because even though you can't see the green necessarily, you have a pretty open shot at it, especially at this hole location. This is going to be, nope, that's way right. There's nothing good down there. Nothing good at all, but you know what, let's do this. That's much better. You know, so here, you know, we got the ocean. You got the condos and stuff. Over there is 14 and 15, by the way. Number 6 coming up. It's a pretty picturesque. Par 3. Yeah, too hard. It's the first course in a while I've actually put people on it. I don't do that very often.
6th hole coming up.
You know, I went ahead and put people on it in an effort to just kind of, you know, a little bit better immersion for tournament play. I didn't want to put grandstands because I feel like that takes away from, you know, the course's, you know, innate beauty anyways. This hole here, this is very much in play over here. I've hit more than a few down into the ocean. And that sucks. But we're going to go ahead and I think that's enough club. This is a, you know, can be a very tough hole. This is one of the greens that I actually really had to dial back because this green was way too severe early on.
A long way from home. See if you can help it get there.
You know, so we'll go ahead and see. I didn't get that high enough, did I? Nah.
And you got this left for par.
You know, but this is one of the first holes that I planted, actually, was this one, to try to get, you know, see what was going to happen.
Heads up this hole. You got a tailwind flowing with the ball.
You know, this course started out as something very different than a kind of California coastal golf course. This started off as it was going to be more of a Atlantic, mid-Atlantic, Virginia, North Carolina type golf course. But just kind of morphed into, I said, no, I want cliffs. So I did cliffs, and then at the last minute changed to Delta theme to give me some more sand, and that's where we're at. So 7th hole here, I'm going to go ahead and hit, I'm going to hit the 3-wood, but basically the play is here in front of that bunker. It's more or less flat. If you get it over into this area, oops, well, looks like I'm going to be in the bunker. Stupid wind. But anyway, if you get over down to the left, you go down the hill and way down into kind of a valley, and then you're hitting up at a green surface that you can't see. So, well, that came out of there nice. That'll hold on. Again, the greens, I did turn up the firmness a little bit, but, you know, kept the speed down. They do play great on fast and play, well, they play a lot of fun for sure on very fast. Here's number 8. You'll find this hole to be very similar to number 10. However, there is not any room to the right like there is on number 10. That should work just fine. It may find its way into the light stuff down here. No, that's going to be okay. If you hit a good enough drive, it'll bounce down there. I mean, this is a 450-yard hole that now I'm hitting a pitching wedge into, or a gap wedge, I should say. Big punch bowl green here. Oh, that's got to go. That's going to be fine. Okay. You know, the front 9, the back 9 seems to be a little bit more pebbly. Because by the time I was working on those holes, that's when kind of things started coming together. This is one of the first par 5s that I worked on. I worked on this and the first hole simultaneously, and I just liked the idea of this giant kind of wasty bunker area that is, you know, can give one a decision here. Now, I'm going to kind of be in the middle down on the right here, but I'm way down there, and I could get up all the way up this hill if I wanted to. It is a big ask, but that's going to be in the back of the green, I think. No, that's a better shot than I thought. You know, not much to this green, really. This is a relatively, you know, benign green. There's this kind of large hump right here, but, you know, not a whole lot to it. There's your clubhouse over there across the street. Driving range, practice green over there. First tee right there. There's your 10th tee down toward the ocean again. So a lot more holes on the back 9 are on the ocean. There we go. That is the...
Yeah, she's in there with the eagle.
That is the eagle. So, we have a interesting wind here on the 10th hole. This area here, originally there was no fairway there. The fairway kind of went to about here. But I decided to extend that fairway over here for people who wanted to try to just blast it over this bunker, which is the play because left is bad, as you can see. Everything falls off. And then I added the bunker above it. That's at about 320. You know, for those who didn't, you know, you can get a nice bounce out into the middle of the fairway, but if you try to really take on the right side and you leave it out there, you could be in that second bunker. So there's a, dare I say, perfect tee shot. Nice view of the 11th hole, which I very much like, behind this green. All right, so I'll put a spin on that. And hope that the wind helps us, which it does, but I didn't really... Okay. This green actually may be a little too flat. I mean, you are way up the hill. You know, if you're over here, you have a much different putt, but this may be a little too much. Go in the hole. All right. I also ran out of object. I hit about 95% with an awful lot left to plant on this hole, on this golf course. As you can see, this whole area down next to the 10th hole is just kind of blank. Nothing wrong with just having grass, I guess, but you know, same with you're going to see the 16th hole is also going to have the same. So this is kind of like an Alps type hole, severely up the hill, a lot like number 7, where you have a bunker here, and then down here you're flat. So we're going to go ahead and hit the 3-wood, try to be in the flattest area, and then we're also going to snap hook it.
Liking that tee shot.
and head it right toward that bunker, but
The second shot
we're
on
okay.
hole
So we are
number
relatively
11.
flat here, but we really need to jump on a 7-iron to get it up this hill. That's got to get down, and that won't stay. Nor will that. Again, nothing good back
You're not
here.
gonna hit every green today.
So,
That's all right.
you know, there's how you make a 375-yard hole a little tougher. Oops. I was afraid to hit that.
Okay, here's your fourth.
That was more what I was trying to do.
Nice chip.
And, yeah, so there's a 5 on a hole that shouldn't have been.
You're 5 under for your score at the moment.
Okay. So, number 12. On a straight line from the tee, you're going about right here. With this wind, that's fine. You really want to be over here. Downwind, you can almost carry this, but not quite. But you really want to favor the left. You want to favor the right side here because that gives you the best opportunity. This is not really a two-shot hole, but that's a good drive. You know, pretty much where you want it to be.
Second shot on
You
the
know,
12.
now we go up the hill. Like I said, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and hit this, but this bunker right here gets an awful lot of work. I was in there a lot during testing. I will not be there today, but I might not be in the fairway
Not quite
either.
sure where this will end up.
No, that's going to work out fine.
Third shot.
So this bunker is a little bit like, what is it, like Valhalla number 18? You know, you get the high part in the middle and you got 2 low parts on either side. Oops, pulled that, but it'll do. But this could be a pretty tough par 5 in the wind. I like the par 5s on this. Oh, Jesus, what the hell. A little too hard. I'm talking and playing is not something I'm very good at. But, yeah, 12 is a good hole. 13 is another good one. You know, this is a big one. You know, you may need 3 wood here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the 5 wood. And this is right at it. It'll wind up right of the hole because everything kind of slopes that way. But, you know, when the hole location is somewhere worse, like way over here, for example, I mean, you can hit something short and left and it'll kind of trundle on. So, you know, no bunkers on this hole to worry about because, you know, you can't see the entire surface from the tee. So, so here we go. This is another green that was completely rebuilt late in the process because it was way too severe. It's still pretty severe, but okay. So 14 and 15 run parallel across, you know, next to this kind of this like weird inlet thing. You get a choice here. You can take the safer route away from the water, but that could leave you with an awkward shot over a bunker. Or you could challenge the water over here, have a more straight shot in, but downwind this is not the best play. The best play is right over top of those 2 bunkers because you can carry those downwind. So, you're still left. This is a 500-yard hole, so I mean you're still left with a pretty, you know, nasty golf hole. There's that road from before. The 5th hole is right on the other side of that road. There's your 5th hole over there. Clubhouse up the street. There's 15 going back. There's some more condos over there. I wish I could have done more with the condos. You know, they're not really in play or where you're going to really see them unless you're looking at them. But, you know, again, I ran up against the object meter very hard. This is definitely a 3 wood play here. If you really want to get cute, you could take a driver, play it out over the water. As you can see, you've got, you know, you can take the angle, but just how much of that do you want to take on? You know, it's a medium length par 4. So if you take on the angle with the driver, I mean, you've got pitching wedge in. In this case, you know, I've got a longish iron at 6 iron into a green that's going to stay on that lower level. Yep. You know, there's a lower level down here and then everything else up top.
Here we go, 35 feet away.
So, you know, this one kind of runs diagonally through the green instead of, you know, perpendicular or parallel. So there's your 12th green over there and 13, 16 coming up. So let's go ahead and it's a pretty straight putt considering it's a double breaker. Oh no. Okay, oh well.
And after that one, you're 5 under par.
16 coming up. And 16 is a very birdieable. It's really almost a long par 4. With the wind behind like it is today. Don't hit it over here because like number 10, everything falls off over there. So if you get into this area, you know, if you hit it straight, there's a little hump right above the 287 there. But the real play right now today is going to be right over that bunker, which seems counterintuitive off the tee, but if you do it and pull it off like that,
I like that.
Now you've got, you know, you've got a good, you know, 3 iron like I'm going to hit here. I might even hit 5 downwind. Bad swing. This might get on the green. Well, no.
Okay, here's our 3rd shot.
So as you can see, this is kind of like one of those, it's almost a Redan-ish green. Everything kind of, you know, works its way, you know, down and to the left there. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. It's going to wind up just fine.
That's 6 feet to go here. So far, so good.
Oof, pulled that a little. So now we get to 17, which is a very difficult golf hole, actually, even though it's the shortest par 3 on the golf course after the shortest par 5. This will be the right club here, but if I get too far, I get sucked down in the middle low section. The longest carry is to, I believe it's hole location 4, maybe 3, is way back there, and that is a long carry. So we're gonna just take something off of this, and that is gonna get sucked down into the middle, I think. Oh, nope, it stayed up. Good. So it stays up, and this is a pretty flat putt.
This next putt is for your birdie.
That'll work. That's going to bring us to number 18, and this is the perfect wind for this hole. Obviously, you know, you can bite off as much of this as you like. This bunker right here, the 4th one on the right-hand side, is so deep. Not a good place to be. So you could use that big tall tree or the clubhouse or that bunker as your target line. Oh, and I'm going to be in that 4th bunker. Just like I said not to. Oops. Well, now I don't know if I can get it out with this. Oh, it came out nicely, but
I don't think I'm liking this.
So this is a number 2 hole location. This is the hardest hole location on this because you're going to be hitting, you know, hitting from the middle, and everything it kind of, you know, comes down this way, and it's difficult to hold the ball up there. Oh, well, then you can also do that. So that's it, man. That is Anthem Point. And it's you know, should be a fun golf course for everyone. I hope you guys enjoy playing it as much as I enjoyed making it. You know, spent a lot of hours on this one, and it has turned out, I think, pretty nicely. I'll show you the scorecard here.
That I will let you go. Thank you very much.
You know, there's your 7637.
Fun. Hopefully.
You know, about 70, 3600. The two nines are fairly balanced at there's only 30 something yards difference between them. And then also the white tees and the blue tees are relatively close together, but the white tees offer a slightly different, more complicated angle for a lot of these shots. So I hope you enjoy it. Drop a comment if you enjoyed it. Drop a comment if you didn't. Whatever. And we'll see you soon. Thanks.